Today on Suncoast View, fighting the opioid epidemic with lawsuits. A Suncoast city may sue Big Pharma. We'll discuss.
If the ocean is our treasure, why is it so full of trash? Moat Aquarium is here to talk about sea debris littering our oceans and give us a preview of their new exhibit.
And the hottest tickets in town are with us today from the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Be ready to be wowed by a Motown Christmas. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Nate Jacobs from West Coast
about
Black
this
Theater
new
Troupe.
theme music.
You like that?
Want to move?
It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
I'm glad we got you and your upbeat energy with us today.
You had me dancing over here.
I love it.
That's all right, girl. You dressed for it.
I was going to say it if you didn't. Linda, you going disco?
I look like I ought to be in their show.
Yeah, right.
I think
That's
too.
a smart call.
It's all good. It's all
I'm
good.
off next week if you really need me.
Okay, I'll remember that.
Well, speaking of being off, Bobette had a little extra day off. Well, we are glad you are back after your dark Atlanta adventure at the airport.
I am back, and I am happy to be back. It was amazing that I got out. I was one of the lucky ones.
You don't look cheerful there.
No.
Okay, but I do need you to give the short story.
Oh my gosh, should I have to tell the public?
You need to tell the public how you got on an airplane yesterday morning when nobody else managed to.
So it was just pandemonium outside of security. And the line was like wrapped around. It was just amazing. Anyway, long story short, I ended up getting to a section where there was just one of those little security lines.
Right.
And I ducked right under it and walked past about a couple thousand people. And I didn't stop until I got to the TSA man. And I went and plopped my phone.
And why didn't he stop you?
I'm surprised he didn't. I thought I was going to get arrested.
But it looked like you knew where you were going.
You know, it's funny because when I ducked under the line, I was like, okay, I hope this row ends somewhere good. Because I didn't know where I was going. Because, you know, they just have all the lines everywhere.
Oh, my goodness.
And they had multiple layers of the line. So when I got to a place where there was just one, I said, this is my escape. And I really took it.
You are a very lucky girl.
And I said, I'm going to keep walking until it happens. And look,
now
I got
you're
on the plane.
smiling on the airplane.
Yeah, it was either get on the airplane or go to jail, one or the other. You had two choices.
Weren't you afraid of getting busted?
I was, but I had to come to work. The problem was, though, once you got through security, the trains were still down, so you still had to walk the entire path. And then on top of that, there was no one, everyone was on the outside, so the gates were completely empty.
Everything was empty.
No one was there.
Well, the stories are all over the radio still this morning about people who aren't back yet, about people who couldn't get from their hotels there because the taxis had 6-hour waits.
And they if I didn't get on that plane yesterday morning, I would not have been able to get here until Thursday night.
That might have gotten you in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, so I was getting on that plane.
Oh, we knew you would.
Good for you.
Yes, and what Bobette doesn't know, and if you saw our show yesterday, is that we sat here and discussed if anybody's going to get it accomplished, Bobette will. And we were right, Linda.
Yes. You know, she walks with such authority.
Airport,
she walks like, I know where I'm going, and you're in trouble if you bother me.
Well, see, I'm TSA pre-check, but it wasn't on my actual boarding card. So I was hoping, worst case scenario, I could say, well, you know, I have a TSA pre-check number, and that would kind of get me out of the trouble.
And those other 6,000 people don't. Well, we're glad you're here.
I'm
we missed
surprised
you.
it worked.
Glad you didn't get arrested. You know,
Me too.
we say that after a lot of weekends with her. No, just kidding.
Wow.
I want to go. I'll wear my sparkly clothes.
Then we'd get caught, Linda.
Yeah, right. You cause too much attention. Oh, Paulette, what am I going to do with these girls? Our friend Paulette Callender with us from Spice and Tea Exchange today. A lot of excitement up here, and you've got holiday excitement for us.
We do. You are going to start with a really nice tea. It's a cranberry apple tart tea that we mixed with a little bit of cider. We added a little bit of cinnamon and a star anise to make it look a little festive. Ooh. And then also rimmed it with a habanero mango sugar.
Whoa.
All right.
You can also, add a little bit of bourbon
nice.
and make it into a nice evening holiday cocktail.
Good idea. I like the way you think. And then what are we doing in the kitchen with you?
We're doing a bourbon spiced ham, a shaved Brussels sprout salad, and some different flavored fun breadsticks.
All right, Paulette, spicing up our holiday menus, all this right spices make all the difference in the world. So we look forward to learning about that.
Oh, this is really good.
I know. We still be drinking bourbon. Hey,
It does not have bourbon
It does
in
not,
it.
but you could. We did not, but you could. We're just a suggestion.
I shouldn't
you
have told
could
Nate.
do that.
He probably would have thought he was drinking
Nate thinks
bourbon.
it's laced. Speaking of Nate, I understand that you are part of a big Martin Luther King Jr. celebration coming up in January. Tell us what West Coast
Yes,
Black
I'm
Theater's doing.
really excited about West Coast Black Theater's MLK celebration at Booker High School on January 15th. It is our celebration of his birthdays, and it will be very festive. We have Reverend Charles McKenzie, who is known for his renderings of Martin Luther King speeches. Powerful, powerful, powerful. And then there'll be wonderful music, gospel, and other type of music, some dance. So it'll be a really big production that we're doing, and I'm truly excited about us putting our own signature on the significance of this great day.
Good.
Oh,
Well,
that's
King was
great.
born,
we
yes.
can't
This will
wait.
make the kids remember it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, music
definitely.
always does that, that's
Yes.
for sure. So we look
Good
forward to that.
music.
We'll, of course, hear more about it as we get closer, but that's coming up on January 15th, I
Yes,
believe, correct?
yes,
All right, that's in
definitely.
the evening at Booker High School.
Thank
Well,
you.
it is time for our first hot topic, and sadly, we know the Suncoast is at the epicenter of the opioid epidemic. Now, the city of Palmetto is looking into suing pharmaceutical companies as a result. The city approved retaining an outside legal team to review the impact of the opioid crisis and how it's affecting the city's finances. Potential costs include Narcan, that's the drug to stop an overdose that the city now stocks, and the personnel to administer it. Delray Beach has already filed suit against Big Pharma. What do you think about a city suing?
I mean, why not? If they are going to have to deal with the consequences, why not go to the source of it?
Yeah, and the pharmaceutical companies are making a great deal of money on this. They should pay for the consequences too.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I believe we all have a personal responsibility. But still, that doesn't mean the city has to pay for all of it, because the pharmaceutical companies do have a lot of
Right.
responsibility
Yeah.
here, and they need to step up and take care of it.
Yeah, I think there's two different things that this reminds me of. We remember when, unfortunately, the BP disaster occurred out in the Gulf. BP ended up being very liable to many, many cities who had to then clean up and deal
Right.
with their loss of business, including ours, as a result. And there was no personal there, since it was not anybody's
Right.
personal's fault that occurred. So that makes it a little different than the opioid. But now the tobacco companies are saying, well, you made it harder for us to not get addicted to your product, and they're being held responsible.
But you do
so.
need the drugs that the pharmaceutical companies are making sometimes.
True.
So those are drugs that are desperately needed for some people, but they can destroy other people.
Yeah, I mean, I think even it could destroy the person that needed it, because a lot of people that are addicted started off using it for purposes
Surgery
of,
or
yeah,
something.
they needed the help. But they have to be aware that when they're making products that are that highly addictive, they need to put warnings out. They need to make sure people know that they need to be the drug need to be tailored. There are things that they could have done to help people. And a lot of people got into the situation not knowing how addictive it was, not knowing how the process of weaning a person off, and they just keep prescribing and prescribing. So
Yes.
they need to be held accountable.
And it seems to me they could make something that would be less addictive, put some other drug or something in there to make it less addictive.
Well, that part I don't know. But all I know is, like, if you're going to just haphazardly put it out there, you need to be held accountable for the consequences.
And it's been hard on Manatee County. I mean,
Yeah.
we know that Manatee County has a horrible rate of the opioid abuse.
Yes.
And as a result, they're spending tons and tons of man hours, jail time, Narcan costs to
Yeah.
try to make it better. So it'll be interesting to see. Palmetto is certainly on the early side of this. I bet we'll see more cities
Good
jumping
idea,
in.
Palmetto.
Are you still crossing items off your holiday shopping list?
Oh, yes.
Well, don't worry, you are not alone. According to the International Council of Shopping Centers, 76% of us will be buying right up until Christmas Day. Some people wait for the deals on overstock. Others have simply been busy with other holiday chores, and some just procrastinate. Who is still shopping?
I put up my tree yesterday.
Oh,
Okay, we're getting there.
I did
Getting
not
there. Have
like
you
that.
shopped?
No, but I just got the tree up. Come on.
When do you shop? Because I know you work all week. So
Well,
when
I
are you
just
gonna shop?
realized Christmas was coming.
It's Monday.
Like,
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I was thinking,
I know.
thought it was 2 weeks away.
can see my
Almost like you,
house.
yeah.
Yeah, I literally, up to yesterday, I was like, oh, I still got 2 weeks. And my mom was like, no, we'll be there on Friday. And I was like, what Friday? And I was
Wait,
like,
they're coming to your house Friday, as in
Yeah.
3 days from now?
yeah. And I don't have anything. That's why I put the tree up last
Now you
night.
can't call in sick Friday either because everybody knows.
No. Well, okay, this is not my fault. My 7-year-old grandson said, I want a comic book. Great. I ordered it online. It came. It's shocking. Oh, my goodness. What
It's not
kind of
PG.
comic books do people
What
read
did you
these-
order?
Oh, I said classics. And there was like Batman and Wonder Woman. Oh, together in the comic book. Oh my goodness, it's awful.
Together doing
I'm
what?
happy you looked through
Nate,
it
it's a
before you
family
read
afternoon
it.
show. Don't ask what they're doing. Do not ask what they're doing.
It's just
Don't.
their heads.
I'm happy you looked through
okay.
it before you gave it to him.
Well,
It is a really good thing
'cause
you
now
looked
I've got
at
to go
it.
out and find Bugs Bunny. That's what I was looking for. Bugs Bunny, Donald Duck, that sort of thing.
They don't have to have everything on their list, says the mother who's mean. Because at some point you give up.
I think there is a comic book store in Sarasota or Bradenton, and I will be there.
All right, well,
better
Nate, you and
find
Bo Beth will be out shopping together
Yeah.
this weekend, I'm gathering.
I might just give up and do, just take pictures of things you order and give that to them.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That's what I was thinking. I know
Nate,
that's
what's your
that's
solution?
horrible.
I'm gonna wait like to the last minute. I mean, I have a very basic list. My daughter,
Right.
I give her a gift card because she don't wear anything I buy anymore.
Right, they just want money.
Yeah. So and then I have a few godsons that I'm gonna buy stuff for. So it's gonna be easy. I go one day and I go
Okay.
And
really
get it
quick
all done?
and get it all done.
But
That
the
it-
shelves are getting empty.
Those shelves?
They are in
Oh
stores.
well.
Well, then he has
Yeah, I
less to
guess I
look
should
through.
go.
Yeah, less options. It's okay.
I get it. All right, well, speaking of the holidays, if the kids are begging for a puppy, you actually might want to consider giving in. Children who have a dog to talk to, play with, and cuddle up with at night are less likely to suffer from anxiety. That's a new study published in the Journal of Preventing Chronic Disease. Interacting with a friendly dog also reduces cortisol levels by releasing oxytocin, which of course helps with stress. Basically, having a pup is having your own best friend and therapist rolled up in one furry package. All right, this sounds like a good excuse to get a dog from the kids in my mind, but I will say, having all the teenagers who invariably one of them dislikes me intensely on any given day, they always take that dog into their room before they slam the door and tell me how annoying I am. So I know that they're in there loving on and venting to an animal.
Yeah, and it teaches you empathy. You know how your dog feels, and you don't want to hurt your dog, and so you begin to feel that way about other people. So I think it's a
Really?
great
They're going to
lesson.
stop yelling at me, Linda? They will. Ever?
You'll remind them of the dog, and they'll stop yelling.
I agree the benefits, but what about the downside? Who's going to clean the dog?
The mother.
Okay.
And
But
walk
you know,
the
they
dog.
do learn. You do learn. I mean, I am with the boys especially because they're the ones who are harder to get to do chores. You wanted the dog, you walk the dog, The dog, now, obviously, the dog makes a mess, mom gets to clean it up for the most part. But you can slowly teach the responsibility.
And they don't want to see the dog suffer. So if the dog's got to go out bad enough, they'll take
Somebody will get off the couch. Absolutely. I agree. There's some empathy we can learn there. So, well, you may see something different each and every time you do some searching on Google this week. They are definitely getting in the holiday spirit. The new Google Doodle is a series of interactive designs. It's a family of birds traveling south. The first sketch shows the penguins on the phone making plans, then packing for warmer weather. This next installment will come out on Christmas Day, and then again on New Year's Eve, and again on New Year's Day.
I wonder if they're coming to Sarasota.
I don't know. They could be. But
I hope they Uber.
Hopefully they don't want to park. All right, well, you know how we teach our children to call 911 if anything goes wrong, if they need the police. Well, a 5-year-old did just that because he saw a theft Saturday night and he was so concerned. The little boy was watching a video when he saw and heard that the Grinch stole Christmas. He took matters into his own hands and called 911.
Aw.
He told the local police the Grinch was stealing Christmas and they needed to come stop him. Well, these police played right along. They came to his home and they assured him they had it all under control. So his mama walked in just as this was happening and said, and I quote, "Are you for real?" And the little boy said, "The Grinch steals everyone's Christmas."
No more.
how
The
cute.
He
boys
took
have this
that
under control.
seriously.
All right, he
That's
saved the day,
adorable.
saved the whole holiday. Good for him.
He knew who to call, and we do appreciate the police for playing along.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they could have got a fine for a false police
Yeah,
report.
you're usually good for one. I've had one false call at my house over the years. Linda, did you have any of those?
Oh, it was Christmas time, and my grandson and I were standing on the porch. We went to the porch because I saw 2 policemen in my yard with their guns drawn. dawn approaching the house. And I ran out and they said, your alarm's going off on the panic button. And I said, no, nobody's in there, just me and Leo. It's going off right now. And we all looked at Leo, and he had the remote in his hand, and he was pushing it. And every time that it would stop, he'd push again, and we didn't know who it was, but
oh my gosh, that's
they were
hilarious.
nice. They were very nice. They did not terrify a little boy.
I think, and don't quote me on this, you get one freebie usually, and that is about it. So we're off at our house.
I've used it up.
Me too.
Did it again.
All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the importance of the new blood pressure numbers.
Good afternoon, I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather forecast. Beautiful for this happy hour. Lots of sunshine, warm temperatures for this time of year, and we're looking at some more fog. That's the only downside. The fog will be rather thick once again, and that fog will stick around through, it looks like, mid-morning before it burns off. Right now, just some fair weather cumulus clouds that we saw this afternoon moving through Lakewood Ranch. You can see that quite clearly. Temperatures warming in the low 80s, our typical high for this time of year, 73. Right now it's 76. And sunshine at the Sarasota Braden Airport. Dew point is way up there at 68 degrees. Winds out of the west at 7. Those winds will calm down and the pressure is dropping just a little bit. There are some changes for the Christmas Day forecast. We were talking about yesterday. We could see 80. That, it looks like, may not be happening now. We'll talk more about the cold front headed our way. Visibility's good right now at 10 miles. That's the maximum you can get, but that will be changing later on tonight. We had dense fog advisories this morning in effect for the Suncoast. We could see that again tomorrow.
Some big medical news last month has the potential to impact millions of us. The American Heart Association has lowered the numbers of their definition of high blood pressure. Here to tell us what that means to us is Dr. Bradley Hupp from Gulf Coast Medical Group. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So what are the new guidelines?
Well, you know, there was a bunch of smart people that got together recently and have studied all of the facts and figures with high blood pressure and have come up with some new guidelines. And these are really guidelines that we can use now to help people control their blood pressure.
Is there a new normal?
Yeah.
There is not a new normal. The normal is still 120/80. That's the normal blood pressure. That's always been that way, and it will always be that way. But they've got some new numbers now that will help us to identify for those people that may be at risk if they're elevated.
Okay, so elevated takes us up to, it looks close to 130.
Right, right. You know, we used to have terms like borderline blood pressure and pre-hypertension, and we're not using those anymore. These new guidelines that they've come up with have really identified people that are at risk. The people that used to be considered borderline really are at twofold increase for heart attacks. So, with all these new studies that they've found, that we need to really emphasize that we need to get that blood pressure down to 120/80 or below.
And if not, you could be considered elevated, then stage 1,
Right.
then I believe it goes on to stage 2, and then obviously some serious problems. Now, why would the Heart Association change this after nearly 15 years? What's the motivation?
Yeah. Well, because they've done the studies and they've shown that those people that once used to be borderline now are showing signs of heart attacks and strokes. So they're because of the risk. The studies are now telling us that the lower the better, and we need to be more aggressive in how we treat these people that had once been considered borderline.
So let's say I was borderline. How would it be different now if I'm now stage 1?
Yeah. Well, I think your doctors will identify if you are considered at that stage 1 level, if you have any other risk factors. If you're a smoker, maybe if you have diabetes, they may be more aggressive with you now. Instead of just saying, don't worry about it, you're just borderline, just forget about it. Now your doctors are probably going to talk to you a little bit more about it and maybe make some changes, and maybe even a little quicker to put you on a blood pressure medicine.
Well, that was my question. I like the fact that maybe we can make lifestyle changes and start to pay attention before it gets severe, but does it mean more people end up on meds?
Well, maybe. I think there are some people that are going to have to be on medicines no matter what they do. They just, as we get older, blood pressures do tend to go up. But I think if we can identify those risk factors, we can maybe get our blood pressures down without medicines.
You can control it then if you're just going into the problem area.
Absolutely.
So it goes back to the catching it early.
Catching it early.
Catching it early helps. So let's talk about the ways you manage it once you have determined that there may be an issue brewing.
Right.
What do you recommend?
Yeah. Well, it's common sense things that doctors always tell you. Exercise regularly, watch your weight, eat healthy, reduce your salt intake, watch your alcohol intake. Obviously, if you're a smoker, don't smoke. And if you do all of these things, there's a good chance you can bring your blood pressure down and you won't have to do anything. But unfortunately, sometimes medicines are needed, and we may have to put you on a little medicine. That doesn't mean that you're a failure. If you have a little high blood pressure, even despite all of that, if your doctor says you need to be on a little pill, okay, that's all right. I think that's just good common sense.
It just makes your life better?
Well, it's ultimately about living longer. We don't want you to die of a stroke or a heart attack, and if we can catch it early, that's what it's all about.
How often should you get it checked?
Well, that's a great question. A lot of times we see you once a year for your physical. Your doctor gets you in, and that one blood pressure, that's not enough. Your doctor, we need more data. We need you to check it maybe at home. Buy a blood pressure cuff and check it.
What about the grocery stores?
Yeah.
Is that a reliable thing?
Absolutely.
Okay, so stick your arm in there and give it a try?
Yeah, stick it in the grocery store and check it. The more times you can check it, the better. I think it's like checking the oil on your car. You should check it frequently. We want to take care of our engine. This is important. So get that blood pressure checked and talk to your doctor and make the changes.
All right, great advice.
Exercise, lose weight. I heard
We know the advice. Okay, you can get more information from Dr. Hupp about this and any other medical issue by going to the Gulf Coast Medical Group website. It's gulfcoastmedicalgroup.com. Coming up next, a special holiday treat from a sold-out Suncoast show. Can't wait to bring it to you.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
One of the great holiday treats on the Suncoast is a Motown Christmas. It's at the West Coast Black Theater, but sadly, the show always sells out, and this season it is completely sold out. There are no more tickets left this year. So we have a very special treat for those of you who missed out. This is Tara Connor-Jones and the West Coast Black Theater Troupe singing one of the songs from the show that just gets everybody on their feet. I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Take it away.
Ooh,
I bet you're wondering how I knew. Baby, 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 about your plans to make me do. Hey, with some of the girls you knew before. Between the two of us, girls, you know I loved you more. It took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine? Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer will you be mine? Not much longer will you be mine? I heard it through the grapevine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. I'm just about to lose my mind. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Take a good look at these tears in my eyes. Baby, baby, these tears I can't hold inside. Losing you within my life, you see, because you mean that much to me. You could have told me yourself that you found somebody else. Instead, I heard it through the grapevine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer will you be mine? Not much longer will you be mine? I heard it through the grapevine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. I'm just about to lose my mind. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, baby. Yes, oh, yes, I am. Yes, I heard it. Hey. Heard it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. Hey, you know I heard it. Heard it. Yeah. Heard it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. Yes, oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, baby. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, baby. Yes, oh, yes, I am. Ooh, yeah. Yes, oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I heard it.
That was awesome. Everybody in the theater was on their feet many times. But
Yeah,
for the
exciting
people
show.
who missed out because they didn't get their tickets early enough, what's coming next, Nate?
Well, we opened the Mountaintop, which is Katora Hall's great show. We're very excited about this. Is our first piece on Martin Luther King. It's his last night before he gets assassinated. Very powerful piece. And so that's the next show in the season. And then we have MLK celebration on January 15th at Booker High School, 7:30 that evening. So it's going to be a very exciting, powerful evening as well. So invite you out.
January
Hope the
is a good
community.
month.
Yeah, it is. Exciting
And
month.
you really want to see this show. Mountaintop runs from January 10th through February 18th. And now you know how fast these shows sell out, so get in that line and get
Run
your
to the box
tickets
office.
now. Run! You can go to the West Coast Black Theater website, too, so you don't really have to run. Next, Moat Aquarium is here to teach us about sea debris.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, fishing, or biking and hiking. Or play the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy the flavors of the Black Belt. Book your adventure at our lodges or stay in the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Santa's on his way with gifts galore, so here are some apps to help you get more. More from your TV on Roku and Fire, and an Alexa skill that you can acquire. More from your phone when you're on the go. Get breaking news and weather and be in the know. So while you're avoiding Cousin Eugene, live stream the news on your iPhone screen. Download the apps that are clearly better and put on your best ugly Christmas sweater. ABC 7 is on your favorite device. Download today, whether you're naughty or nice.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Paulette Callender from Spice and Tea Exchange. She is busy chopping Brussels sprouts. Not one of my favorite jobs, Paulette. How are you able to make those big sprouts more tender and easier to work with?
Well, it's really easy. You just want to soak them in water for cool water for about 10 minutes, and then you could hold them at the stem and just shave them with a knife.
Oh, so the water softens
Yes.
them. I'm learning.
I've never shaved a Brussels sprout.
Me either.
This is a learning experience.
Great trick. All right, and I know that the spices make them tender as well, so we'll be over in a little bit to learn which ones to use. Thank you, Bobeth.
Well, sea debris is defined as all types of garbage and junk that end up in our waters. In fact, studies show that by 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in our oceans. But Moat Aquarium is dedicated to preserving and sustaining our ocean waters. That's why Casey Gaylord Opaleski is here to tell us all about Moat Sea Debris Exhibit. And this is crazy, more garbage than fish?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It is a lot. It is a ton.
Well, what kind of things are ending up in our waters?
Well, let's take, for example, things that we use every day. Plastics. Plastics is in a ton of different items that we use every single day, including when we go to, say, the grocery store to buy our food. So a lot of people, when I go to the grocery store, I see a lot of people even putting their produce in plastic bags.
I might be one of them.
You know, so and we can all think about exactly how we can reduce that use of plastic, because plastic is one of the most prevalent types of marine debris in the ocean. Not only plastic that we see, we call this macroplastic, but also microplastic as well. So plastic that's smaller than 5 millimeters.
And you can't
things
see
we
it.
don't even see it. And this.
Well, why is this bad for the fish or the ocean life?
Well, a lot of ocean life will actually confuse plastic for their favorite foods. So, for example, sea turtles is a great example of this. A lot of sea turtles love to eat jellyfish. So, if a plastic bag is floating there in the ocean, guess what it looks like?
A
jellyfish. A jellyfish. You've got it. So, we like to kind of educate folks on how animals could mistake items for plastic. So, I have a little craft.
Okay.
You ready for it?
Good.
All right.
Oh, we are
so
crafty.
I have a little tank of water here, and each of you has a little plastic produce bag. You also have a zip tie.
Yes.
So I have a little example. It kind of looks like a ghost, but they kind of look like a ghost anyway in the ocean. But I want to challenge each of you to have a little contest and see if you can make a plastic bag look like a jellyfish. Now, you can use that zip tie if you want. You can fold your bag. You can tie it around, and then we can try and float it and submerge it in our acrylic tank and see how exactly you do.
Jellyfish have big heads, don't they?
Yeah, they do have something called, yes, they do have a bell.
Can I put it in?
Yeah, put it in. See if you can
Are
get
you
it
already
to.
through?
There you go. Look at, see, it can be
actually
that
looks creepy
simple.
like a
It can be
jellyfish.
that simple.
Wow.
Well,
And do they end up in the water because
They do.
people are taking them to the beach like with their food
Yes,
in it?
absolutely. Yes, that is one way that they can end up in the water is one unintentionally. We take our food to the beach, we're maybe grabbing a sandwich, and whoop, there it goes and it blows away.
They go blowing down the street.
Yes,
and
they go blowing down the street. We're starting to call those feral
ready.
bags right now as well. perfect.
What are the other ways? Are there dumping? Or
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, just the other day, I was driving down I-75 to head to a holiday party, and I literally saw somebody throw a milk jug out of their car.
Oh.
Wow.
And we were going down 75, so of course you can't stop.
Well, and it can blow into a creek, and it can end up in
or
a
into a
waterway.
windshield. Absolutely, yes. So it can be danger to us, but obviously a danger to our environment.
Well, how are you getting the message across to the public, you know, to make them a little bit more aware?
So that's a great question. So if you visit Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium, which is open 365 days of the year, we have many great exhibits that demonstrate plastic pollution or marine debris and what folks can do. In fact, we have a brand new exhibit called Sea Debris, Awareness Through Art. That's a look at Greta the Great White. We have these massive, larger-than-life sculptures literally made out of things that have washed ashore on the coast of Oregon.
She's got flip-flops.
She does. And you know what? We like to say Greta has a little bit of a potty mouth because part of her jaw, lower and upper, are made from a toilet seat.
That washed up?
That washed ashore in Oregon.
How do you throw your commode in the ocean?
Do you believe it? And we've even done cleanups locally here in Sarasota with our teens. We literally have found toilet seats.
Wow.
It's very
Yes.
Wow. And I know one of the things you
What
also
kind of
mentioned
boat does
is
that?
reel. So it's not
Yes.
just plastic bags, but
Absolutely.
fishing reel.
Fishing gear
line,
is
yeah.
massive. So we have a lot of recreational commercial fishers out there. If we do like to go out and enjoy the ocean and go fishing, we need to be a little bit more responsible and think about what we're doing. Whether you live right here in Florida or elsewhere as well, all rivers lead to the sea. So the best thing you can do is stow away your gear. If you've got a net that's damaged or a line that's damaged, this is just simply a tennis ball container that we've recycled, and you can put this on your kayak. We go out
It's a
paddling.
great idea.
Yeah, and actually you can even clean up other trash that you might find out there as well, and that way you can recycle it properly. And on a lot of our popular fishing piers here in Florida, we do have recycling bins for monofilament lines as well.
And
I've
another
still
thing you
gotten
mentioned
tangled up in
was
one, though, walking on the
yes,
dock.
absolutely.
another thing you mentioned was using bags that are sustainable.
Yes, absolutely. So when you go to the grocery store, when you head out to the farmer's market, bring a reusable tote.
Okay.
Bring a canvas tote. It's really easy, and that's something very simple we all can do.
And I like the idea too, you mentioned of, you know, those being produce bags.
Yes.
It's hard. Like maybe we can talk to the grocery stores, we can kind of bring along our own solutions, because honestly, when you're bagging apples, you got to put them in something.
And we need to take collective community action. It's not just an individual thing either.
Well, Mote did that. They no longer put your gifts that you buy in plastic bags.
Yes, you've got it. In fact, if you visit our gift shop,
bag.
we have reusable totes that you can purchase for $1, and part of the proceeds helps to fund our amazing research.
Well, who knew that, you know, these things could have such an amazing impact on our environment?
Yeah.
You think reusable bags, you don't think that it's helping the sea. You know, you just kind of think other things, but it's, you know, it's good to do.
But if you were a turtle, this looks like lunch.
It does. It does.
All right, well, Mote's Sea Debris Awareness exhibit through art is going on display, and it'll be on display through early June. You can visit their website, go to Mote's website for all the information you can get about this exhibit and all the other ones that they're doing to help our environment. Next, the West Coast Black Theater Troupe is going to show us a preview of one of their new shows. We'll be right back.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace?
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-683-9262.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what we're working on now for 5 o'clock. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office working with federal officials to arrest nearly 3 dozen people for drug trafficking and getting those drugs off the streets. And a caregiver convicted of trying to kill an elderly man will spend decades behind bars. We'll have details on her sentencing. Let's get a check on the weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Thanks, Scott. A beautiful day after the fog burned off this morning. We had advisories that were flying across the Suncoast due to the low visibility. We could see that problem again late tonight and tomorrow morning, but other than that, it's been really quite nice. 76 degrees right now and sunshine, plenty of it. Temperatures a little bit warmer inland in the low 80s in Arcadia, Mayaca City, and Punta Gorda. Now the Gulf water temperature 71. Venice now at 75, so just a little bit cooler near the coast, but still above average. Right now, no fog around, but that is expected to develop later on tonight. More at 5. See you then.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Millennials are taking a lot of heat. They're called things like the me generation, the task takers, and spontaneous. But maybe they're just misunderstood. A group of millennials from the West Coast Black Theater think so, and they've put together a comedy troupe geared for the younger set. Welcome to Joey James and Natasha Samraini. Thank you guys for coming and explaining your generation to my generation. So how's it gone the last year since you started this troupe?
Well, we started a couple years ago, and since then we've done shows. We've performed in Tampa, in St. Pete. We got the chance to go to Boston.
New York, yeah.
Yeah, and New York. I went to New York for the first time.
Ooh.
I rode the train by myself.
You're all grown up. Who comes to see you? The younger set or my generation?
I feel like
Everybody.
it's a broad spread.
Yeah.
Oh, good. So you're getting the message over the barrier.
Mhm.
Good. You did National Comedy Theater? You did a National Comedy Festival?
Yeah, we went to New York.
That's why you were in New York.
Yeah, and that was great.
Well, how did it
Tell us
go?
about
Like
it,
being
yes.
part of the festival, seeing other comedy troupes. Are there other millennial groups out there?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I
Yeah.
think one of the funnest things about doing the festivals is it really like helps you to rethink like what funny is and like how it applies to different audiences because there's people from all over the world. It was
Yeah.
a blast. Yeah.
How did y'all do?
We did good. You know,
Yeah.
there were 3 of us, and so we were constantly adjusting because our cast ranges from sometimes we have 8 people, sometimes we have 3, sometimes we have just 2. So we're adjusting, and we just work with what we have. Sometimes it's a lot of improv.
Oh, that's good though. That's a hot
Yeah.
thing. Well, last time you were here, you taught me some millennial phrases, so people won't know that I'm getting a little older. Let's see how it worked out. I'm not sure I've got this one right. It sounded like WAP.
Oh, okay. So like, I go to work every day so I can get that guap. It's like money. So
Money. Guap is money?
Yeah, guap is
What's
money.
the source of that word?
Oh, I
don't know.
It
It came from
stands
hip-hop
for,
culture.
yeah, but there's an actual, it's
this
weird.
is an acronym?
It's George Washington on paper.
Oh,
Yeah.
there is a
But
reason.
nobody really knows that.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, maybe I don't know it all yet.
Wow.
I'm willing to keep learning. So tell me now what some of the new words are that I may have missed.
Okay. So one word I've been using a lot lately is salty.
Salty.
Yeah, salty. So that's like, you know, if Tasha and I auditioned for a movie and she got the movie and I didn't, now I feel salty about that.
Does that mean mad?
It means like you're upset. You're salty.
Upset.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know when you put salt in your tongue, you're like, So that's what it looks like.
Oh, okay, I'll read it. I'm trying to think. I'll think of that.
You make that face.
That's another one.
Right.
I got salty.
All right, and another one is you're feeling some type of way, which is kind of like salty, but not really. So, you know, Tasha wears, you know, a dress.
Yeah.
And I wanted to wear that dress. Now I'm feeling some type of way because Tasha's wearing the
So
dress.
the phrase
that I
is
wanted to wear.
feeling some kind of way?
Yeah, feeling some
And that means like jealous or?
Yeah, so like if you were like wanted to talk to somebody or somebody tried to talk to you and you like curved them like, nah, I don't want to talk to you. Now
She doesn't know what curve
Oh,
means.
that's another one. So,
What does that mean?
so curve, so if I was like, hello, Miss Carson, I really would like to take you out. And you're like, I'm busy. You just curved me.
Oh,
Like,
so I need to
yeah.
go
You
like
went
that.
around,
It's
you
like
went
a
around
curve,
you,
yeah.
curved you. I like
curve
that.
is like
I
deflecting.
would never
like,
curve you.
Oh, so,
And okay, one more.
okay, so we have messy.
Messy.
Right? So there's, you know, this desk could be messy, but then there's also like mess between people and situations and groups. So if I'm always talking mess or making fun of people or talking about people, I'm a messy person. I create mess. I create drama. So, you know, if I'm like, oh, brother, guess what Linda did?
Oh,
That's messy.
Messy. That's
well,
messy.
you can see
All right.
these guys in action. The Millennium's Fresh perform Home for
Not
the
millennium.
Millennial?
Millennial.
I got it. The Millennials Fresh will perform Home for the Holidays, December 26th. For tickets, go to the West Coast Black Theater. And we promise you it will not be salty and it will not be messy. And we won't curve you either. Yes. Spice of the Exchange. Add to the Suncoast You gift list. Well, all right. I like the curving. Oh, that was good.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life, you miss precious moments. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. Our simple 3-step process begins with a free evaluation, followed by an extensive preoperative exam to determine if you're a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. Depending on the results of your evaluation and eye exam, you and your surgeon will choose the LASIK option that works best for you. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation. That's a $100 value, free. Call the LASIK Vision Institute for your free evaluation and enjoy more of your life.
Call 1-800-813-0109. 1-800-813-0109.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
So our holiday gift guide continues because the clock is ticking for you people who haven't gotten very far along yet. Spice and Tea Exchange, a great place to stop for some gift basket ideas. So Paulette Callender, tell us about some of the things that you think we could stop by and grab.
Well, we have all different types of options. We have pre-assembled gift boxes, gift bags. We have ones that we can create personally for your culinary person, if they're a griller, if they like seafood, all different types of ideas.
So types of spices that you could group together. So if I went in and asked, hey, I've got someone that likes to grill and specifically fish, you could put together something like that. I see the Florida Sunshine's one of my favorites.
Yeah, the Florida Sunshine's amazing. So we could do that along with your Pirate's Bite. We could do that in a personal box.
And then a tea option as well. We could put together a tea basket.
Yeah, we can do herbals, greens, a combination of both. We also have a new to our line is some candles that we've infused with our Florida Sunshine, different spices. We have different tea accessories like this mug that you see, which has a really nice fine infusion, and great stocking stuffer ideas as well.
Absolutely great idea. So those last minute gifts, you can find them, of course, at Spice and Tea Exchange, and everything we've talked about all month long is on our holiday gift guide. Go to suncoastview.com/gift guide. All right, we're going to head to the kitchen now, and Paulette's going to spice up our holiday weekend menu. Stay with us.
Have a great holiday. Happy holidays from ABC 7.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
From our studios on Florida Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. You can expect longer lines at airport security around this time of year, but how you can plan ahead to ensure your wait time is much shorter next year. At First Alert Traffic right now, we're seeing some backup on US 301 in Ellington and State Road 70 in Bradenton, also slow going, and congestion as usual northbound on I-75 right near the University Parkway exit. Otherwise, not too bad. Now over to Bob for another look at our weather.
Thanks, Scott. Right now we're looking at no fog around, clear skies, temperatures on the warm side, but there are some areas already starting to develop some fog up in the panhandle of Florida. There's a good chance we'll see more of that developing here later on tonight and throughout the morning on Wednesday. The fog forecast is indicating that's starting to roll in mainly after midnight tonight. On the scale here, you can see that quite clearly starting to get a little bit more expansive after midnight, more at 5. See you then.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes. He just assumed that they would have medication. He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Paulette Callender from the Spice and Tea Exchange. Wow, this looks great.
Yes, Nate, we have a lot
Smells
going
great.
on, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Linda, you're going to start with the seasoned breadsticks.
Okay.
Okay, so there's many different ways you can do that, but you're just going to start.
I love them.
Linda with the
You're
knife.
going to just start to slice those in strips.
Like this?
Right, like that. And you can also buy like pizza dough from the store or make your own bread dough and put them into bowls and roll them
Okay.
out.
What if
so,
that was a fat one?
yeah, that's perfect. And then
I
you're
should have
going to
learned more
take
from the
these
doctor.
strips
Fat's not good.
and you're going to twist them and make them into little like twisty breadsticks.
All right.
Okay?
Now your talent. Let's see it.
Twisty breadsticks.
Twisty breadsticks.
Let's go back to art school. Okay,
Right.
here we go.
So you're just going to twist them.
All right, there we go.
All right, and then we have some different flavors we're going to play with. The one, Nate, right in front of you, close to Linda, we have our backwoods hickory along with a bacon sea salt. Yeah, so I have them mixed together in this little ramekin here, so you can just sprinkle those on top. And then with the rest, we can go ahead and we have a ghost pepper salt and a sweet onion sugar. So
Sweet
these are
onion
also
sugar.
fun to do with the kids over the holidays because they can make different shapes, different flavors, playing with the sugars and the salts.
It's amazing how I can smell the flavor because I
Yes.
can smell the
I
bacon.
know, it smells
And did you just buy pizza dough? Is that what you said?
It was, yeah.
Or a bread dough?
Pizza dough in a can, and so we
Okay.
just strip it. And
That's great for the kids to do
they
to help
do.
out with dinner.
It's different, and you can actually make it taste good too.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yes, and then we have the ham here, Nate. So if you want to, because Linda's really good with this bread. I mean, she's
Okay.
just a natural. So the ham here, we've reduced our balsamic.
Okay.
Okay. We've already crisscrossed the ham. So this is our maple syrup granules, and if you go ahead and add this to the balsamic,
thing?
the whole thing. Okay, so instead of using a maple syrup, because sometimes that in the balsamic will get a little bit too sticky, we're going to use the granules. And then we have some chipotle pepper powder.
Wow.
Okay, and you can put
These
all that
spices
in there.
sound phenomenal.
Thank you. And then we have mustard, ground mustard. Okay, and you can also tweak these. If you want it a little bit more smoky, you can add more chipotle. And then if
Okay.
you want to go ahead and just pour this over the ham, we're going to put it in the oven for a couple hours.
Wow.
Oh, that looks amazing. So you can get your own glaze on your ham without having to buy the pre-done one or the
Right.
one that's going to have the really huge line on Christmas Eve.
And some of those too have so much sodium in
Yes.
it when you already have the sodium in the ham, so you can make your own. We have different blends at the store too that you can come in that are already
I
pre-assembled.
saw that, Nate. How was it?
Yes, and the crisscross.
We all wanted to do it.
The flavors get down into the ham with doing that
Oh,
crisscross cut. Now over here.
Okay, let's see. What can I do?
Okay, so our Brussels sprouts. Okay, this stays with the cheese, the grater. But you can take, and so you can hold the Brussels sprout by the stem like this, and then you could just chop it like this. Yeah, very thinly, and start to make our Brussels sprout salad.
I love they're so easily to cut.
That's really keep the stem
Hold on.
out. So once
Stem
you
out. I don't
hold
wanna
it.
eat that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
I know, but you're
You have
really getting
recipes
so
for
good.
this?
We do. There's recipes on my Suncoast. And
However, there may not be a step-by-step instruction
Right.
on how to cut, which there should be for us.
so Stephanie, if you want to take, we have an olive oil here, and you could put it in the bowl.
In here?
Yes.
Okay.
And it calls for champagne vinegar, but we're going to use a cranberry pear vinegar, yes, which
Ooh.
is there, just to make it a little bit more festive for the holidays.
Sounds great. Okay.
And then we have, those are freeze-dried shallots.
Which is great because I always buy, several or a bag, and then they
Yes.
go bad.
Yeah.
So
and-
you can buy them freeze-dried, all of it?
Yep.
Okay.
And we hand crush those a little bit so it opens up the flavor.
Wonderful.
And then we've got our
Is that sumac?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, wow.
Look at you,
Come
Stephanie.
on.
Because it's labeled right there.
Oh, okay.
I just look really smart.
She's reading the label.
I know how to
Perfect.
cheat.
And the rest of us are
our
crazy.
Florida
Sea
salt.
salt, right? And then the craisins go in?
No, not
No,
yet.
not
Oh,
yet.
Jeez, no.
that
Okay,
would've
so
been
we've
very
got our
bad.
mustard.
Okay, should I use the big spoon for this?
Yes. Okay, and let's go ahead and add the Brussels sprouts. That's perfect. Yep, just dump them in.
So I'm going to kind of toss and dress
We're
the
gonna
Brussels
start
sprouts.
tossing those.
Now I understand why they smell so good because we've got all this
Exactly.
flavor. So like a mustard
That's
vinaigrette
perfect.
over our Brussels sprouts.
Okay, and you can take this.
Oh, you
We're
want
going
me
to
to do it?
shave some Parmesan. We've got some crushed pistachios and some cranberries.
Okay, and we're going to slip this into the middle so we can watch as you do it. Now tell us how long we're going to cook that for quickly, or do we
You're
not cook? Oh, we let it
No, it's
marinate
done.
and they soften up.
It's
All right,
done.
that is a cold Brussels sprout salad.
Yes.
What a great
that would be
addition
great.
to your Christmas ham or turkey or whatever else you've got. But Paulette's here spicing it up. I love it. Be sure to join us tomorrow. Florida Studio Theater's here, and we'll be talking about Suncoast restaurants open for Christmas in case you don't want to cook. Be sure to go see Paulette at Spice and Tea. Nate, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Take some time. Enjoy the
Everybody. Great to
Suncoast
be back.
view.